Welcome to this week's episode of the Beef Bar Bruin Banter TV. We've got a few things to talk about this week. Obviously, the big thing in Bruinsland right now is the return of Dylan Smith from the Connecticut Oilers at the Eastern Junior Hockey League. That was the big move that the Bruins made at last Thursday's SJHL trade deadline. And Smith, heading into this weekend's games up north, he's played in 3 games back here with the Bruins, and you'd never know he left really. He's been tearing it up, and he had a 3-point effort on Tuesday night in that 4-3 win over the Notre Dame Hounds, and by the sound of it, had a couple of great road games last weekend too. So he's fit right in with the Bruins in his return to the team, and been playing with Cole Olsen, his old line mate from last season, and Olsen's production has really come up since then too. So Smith's return to the Bruins working out pretty well so far, and we'll be hopefully talking to him later to get his opinion on the whole move back here from Connecticut. In other moves, the team acquired defenseman Nick Egan from the Philadelphia Revolution, also in the EJHL where Smith was playing, and we'll talk to Nick to see what the transition has been like for him so far, coming from a big city in Philadelphia to small town Saskatchewan. And we'll be speaking with Keith Cassidy as well to get his thoughts on the trade deadline and a 2-game winning streak for the Bruins, which just happened to snap the 5-game skid they were on before. So we've got a jam-packed episode coming up for you. Welcome to the Beef Bar Bruin Banter TV. We're joined by one of the newest members of the Bruins, Nick Egan. So you were captain of your team down there?
Yeah, I was.
Just talk about what you think you can bring to the Bruins, just in terms of leadership and your play on the ice.
Hopefully I'll be able to lock up on the blue line more, bring the physical asset to the team. So, bring the guys up a level if anything stupid happens on the ice. That's all I'm trying to do.
So you got in earlier this week. Were you here for the game on Tuesday, or?
Yeah, I was in the stands. I was watching.
Did were you able to kind of pick anything up about, any differences between the two leagues, like any adjustment period for you?
It's a lot more physical for sure. More east to west play, not straight up and down. So,
being from Philly, obviously growing up in that area and playing in that area, there's some, I guess in comparison, pretty remote places in Saskatchewan. A couple of them, I guess, you'll be going to up north this weekend on the road trip. What do you think that'll be like for you?
It'll be a pretty cool experience. I mean, I'm not used to going outside to nothing, but it'll be cool.
Have you been getting to know your new teammates and everything like that so far?
Yeah, the guys are really good. Nothing too bad coming my way because I'm an American, but no, I fit in pretty well. Guys are nice, so.
No trouble at the border crossing or anything like that?
No, they're pretty easy. So.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nick. Welcome back to the Beef Bar Bruin Banter TV, BBBB TV. We're getting pretty good at this now.
17 episodes, you should be.
Is it 17?
It's going on 17. This will be 17, won't it?
I've lost track.
Well, you number them on the website, so.
He does that.
Okay, 17.
So,
right on.
I'll take your word for it.
The camera guy's giving us a thumbs up. There we go.
Okay, episode 17. Now that we've got that straightened out, we're joined by Bruins head coach and GM Keith Cassidy. And Keith, first off, let's talk about the trade deadline last Thursday. You guys making a big move, bringing Dylan Smith back from Connecticut, and certainly brought great returns so far in his 3 games that he's been back. I guess just talk about how that materialized, because it wasn't something anyone really saw coming.
No, it was, we went into the deadline day with an idea of what we wanted to do in terms of addressing some of our needs, and obviously one of them was scoring. And on our list of things that we could accomplish in that area was Dylan Smith was in there, wasn't at the top of the list in terms of what our plan was, but it was an option. And, at the end of the day, it came down to that, and there was some interest shown both ways, and it's worked out real well so far.
Just talk about what you've seen, from him in the 3 games so far, and not only him, but obviously his partnership with Cole Olsen and what that's sent for him too.
Well, I'll tell you, in speaking with Dylan on trade deadline day, to me he seemed like a different person. He genuinely wanted to be able to come back, and he's given a lot of his life and his you know, to this organization and to this hockey club, and I think he's thrilled to be back here helping out, and we're glad to have him back. But he just seems to be, you know, he's taken that next step. You know, and being a 20-year-old is, you know, like I said before, it does some different things to you. He's motivated, he's positive, and he just seems like a different player. And you know, sometimes it takes being away for a while to realize exactly what you know, what you have here. And you know, the Bruins do have it pretty good. And I think he, you know, he's come back and he's been everything that we needed him to be. And you know, we're just looking forward to him keeping that up.
And the other new player coming in, Nicky, in the defenseman from that same league. Just give us a sense of what you're expecting from him, and probably, you know, not just on the ice. Obviously, he was the captain of his team in Philadelphia, and you know, looking for a bit of leadership there as well. Yeah,
and you know, another thing that we're looking for is some leadership and some positivity out of our guys, and he's a guy that fit both those areas. In terms of what we can expect of him on the ice, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic and say he's going to fit in a 4-5 role in terms of defense, and be strong, stay at home, gritty kind of guy that. Can step up and play above that role if he has to. I mean, he's a 19-year-old, which is another attractive thing about him. But in speaking with his general manager in Philadelphia, is a kid that he's known for a long time and couldn't say enough good things about him. So we're excited to see him in a lineup. He wasn't in a lineup last night, just, you know, logistical things in terms of his flight and how he was feeling. So figured we'd give him a couple extra days to get acclimatized and get him in the lineup this weekend. So I'm excited to see what he can bring.
You mentioned you're looking for some more positivity and you know, a good attitude out of your guys here. You know, it really seemed in the Tuesday night game, you know, not only did you play extremely well, but it just seemed like there was kind of a swagger there that hasn't been there maybe you know, during some of the struggles earlier this year.
Well, I think a lot of that stems from how our weekend trip went. I mean, I know I've said most of the year that the guys have the belief in the room, and they do have the belief in the room. And it might be difficult to see from a fan's point of view, but it's in there. And all it needs to be is rewarded every now and then. And it was rewarded on the weekend and rewarded again last night. And you see the guys feel good about themselves when that happens. And it's important for them to feel that way, for them to enjoy the game and want to give as much as they give of themselves. So, you know, that's a snowball effect there. And we just hope we can keep that going, because there was a lot of times previous where we gave a really good effort, did not get the result that we wanted, and you wonder if that's ever going to be something that's rewarded. And I think you know, having Dylan back and his the way he's been positive has inspired a couple other guys, and I think it's just gone on down the roster, and the belief is there and the results are there, and that's just going to feed off each other. So that's good.
And I mean, considering in that Notre Dame game, you were down 2-0 at one point, came back, and then, you know, played a heck of a third period to hang on to that, you know, the 1-goal lead. Is this the kind of win you think can, you know, get you guys going on a roll here at the right time of the year?
Well, you're always hoping that win's going to be the one that gets you on a roll, but that's 2 comeback wins in a row, and that's something I don't think we've had all year. Actually, we've been very good when we've gotten the lead and been able to. I shouldn't say very good, but that's where most of our successes come from. When we've gotten the lead and been able to hang on to it, it's been very tough for us to come back. So that's 2 comeback wins in a row, and you know, that's showing that we can find ways to win. And you know, down the stretch, that's going to be important.
That's going to do it. Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.